Welcome back to another video. So in this video I will talk about dictionaries in Python. So I will start talking about different collections or containers, which you usually find in all programming languages. And what the container is, so oftentimes when you program, you would like to keep references to sets of data. So you would want to keep track of multiple collections of data. You would like to update them, read from them, do things with them. And usually we like to organize our applications and our programs in this way. So we want to keep some type of track of data in different ways. And sometimes we want to read them in different ways. So depending on the use case, sometimes we would like to store them in what's called a dictionary and sometimes in what's called a list. And I will go into what these mean. So let's look at the concept of the dictionary. So a dictionary, I usually think of it as what it sounds like. So it is a dictionary. It's something that you open to look up a value. Think of it as some way something you use to kind of look up what something means or what something is. You would like to look up a value of something. So let's look at how we can create a dictionary. So there are at least two ways you can create dictionaries in Python. Some would create them using these curly braces or use the dict constructor. It's quite straightforward. The syntax is quite easy. You could also create dictionaries with values set to them initially. So you could say that this is one dict one and it has these properties. So name would be, and this is what I would call properties, but you could also call them key value pairs. But I prefer the referring to them as properties. So a property consists of a key and a value. So the key is what you would use to look something up, and the value is what you have stored. So if I want to look up the name of this dictionary or the name that I have stored in this dictionary, then I would access it by using this key, so the name key, and then I would get back this value. If I want to check the age, I will use the age key, and then I will get 30 back. So it's a quite easy way and nice way to keep memory of, or let the program remember things during the execution of the program. So you could store something and then you could maybe do some computation and then you could look into the dictionary. Okay, what did I store the last time? Okay, let me update this, and so on. So you would create quite dynamic programs using this type of data structures. Another syntax would be to use the constructor, the dict constructor, and then you would pass a name like this and the age like this. I think both syntaxes are quite easy to understand. So let's look at how we can populate values. So now when I created the object, or I should say the dictionary, it had two properties only, and then I added a new property called, or with the key student ID, and I set that to 1. So let's see, how do I access this? So if I print out the dict1 with this key, you see this is the way I would access a value in a dictionary. So I pass the key to the dictionary and I will get back the value if there is a value, and I will print that out. And here I'm accessing the age key, or the property of which age is the key, and then I set that to 31. So now in this case, in this line, I'm accessing or reading from the dictionary, and here I'm actually updating the dictionary with a new age, and then I'm printing the new age. So let's run this to see if it does what I want it to. So the first thing that happens is that I created the dictionaries, and then I populated the student ID with 1. So I should maybe say print student ID just for clarity, and then I'll say I read out the student ID, and then I update the age, and then I can print and say updated age. So now let's run this again. Hopefully it becomes much more clearer now. So let's see. Student ID is 1, and then the updated age is 31. And notice that if I try to print this line, so this line of code, if I print this before I update it, then we should see 30, right? Because we see that we initially set it to 30 and then I updated it to 31. So this should give me 30 and then updated age 31. Let's see. Yes, so we see that it was 30 and then I updated the age and now it's 31. So that's good to know that. So this is what we learn in programming, or one of the key stones or the key pillars of programming, which is what you would say sequence, right? So iteration, sequence, and selection. These are the three pillars of programming. So we looked at iteration before. We have also looked at sequence, I think, and sequence is basically what you see now. So you see that code is executed in a sequence. So this is printed for the first time. First we just print out the string, student ID, and then we print out the actual value inside of this dictionary, which has the key student ID, and this is what we set here at the top, right? And then I print out the age, which should be the initial value, what I set when I created the dictionary, and then I print out, and then I update the age property to be 31, and then I print out updated age, and then I print out the new age, and that's why we see 31 here. So this is kind of interesting to know that you actually code is executed in a sequence, so it has an order of execution. It's really good to know that, and selection is kind of the if statements and how you would control the execution of a program. You could say that if this value is true, then we should do this only, and if not, then we should not execute this, and so on. So you can control the program flows in with the help of things like if statements. And I guess that this will also come later in later parts of this series of videos. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.